Afternoon all. I've got a good friend here to play some Blitz today, Paul Georgiou, who's nearly an FM. Hi Paul.
Hi Triff. We're going to look at an exciting game here, Capablanca against Spielmann from New York, 1927.
Cool, so this will be part of the Evolution of Style series. Paul's actually known this game from before, so it's quite a well-known game, featuring an interesting piece sacrifice. So in the Evolution of Style, what can we say about it in terms of Capablanca's tactical skills? Or he whatever weakness existed in the position didn't need to be around the opponent's king. It could be on the queen side. He didn't need his queen, attacking just where the opponent was most vulnerable. So it seemed the A file in this game. So we'll see how that arose. So we have here a queen's gambit declined. So knight d7 here.
Knight d7 is quite an interesting move because it gives black possible option of taking on c4 in some positions, which he actually didn't do. But after knight c3, you can try and take on c4 and defend it with knight b6. Has been known.
Right, so maybe take on c4. I didn't realise that. So knight c3, yeah.
But Capablanca doesn't pay any attention.
Yeah. So that doesn't happen though, like Gf6. And you say Rudolf Spielmann, he had quite a good record then against Capablanca. He beat him once.
He did beat him on a few occasions, I think.
Alright, amazing. So he was quite amazing.
Certainly he would have had a minus record, but his record was better than, say, Tartakow or Vidmar, someone like that.
Right. And you personally don't think it would beat too many of the modern 2500s, or are you a bit biased there?
Well, 2500s maybe, but certainly
not higher than that.
The 2750s with their computer preparation would
right.
just.
You think he wouldn't be in the 2700 club necessarily, Capablanca?
Not without computer help.
But it's very difficult to say that of a player, without giving them the resources. What they'd be like nowadays. Maybe he could do less work, like he didn't want to do too much work in preparation. He'd excel even more. Who knows? Because I think he was a great natural talent. I mean, so anyway, so here bishop g5, bishop b4, so pinning the knight. So it's a kind of hybrid, isn't it, between the Nimzo Indian?
Well, this is a very dynamic way of playing it, but I'm not sure what this is called. It may be the Ragozin variation, but that may not be correct. Right. But Spielmann was obviously a very aggressive player, and he would prefer move up bishop b4 to move up bishop e7.
Yeah.
Which is obviously more solid.
But he's giving away that dark square bishop, and these dark square weaknesses later, they do seem to be highlighted once that dark square bishop goes. So queen a4 prompts black to release that dark square bishop. Bishop takes c3. Doesn't white look a little bit better with this?
I don't like bishop takes c3. I'm not sure what black should play, but bishop takes c3 just concedes a good bishop. Also, it
strengthens white's d4 pawn, and the b file might be useful. So castles e3, and now c5. Okay, and black.
But the point is going back. White didn't waste a tempo on a3. He placed the queen aggressively on a4, so he didn't lose a tempo to get rid of the bishop.
Yeah.
He swapped it off for free without loss of tempo.
Actually, it's tying down black a bit. That rook can't move. It's tying down, put a bit of pressure on d7 as well. So bishop d3. Now this very committal move now from black. c4, which reduces the tension. I suppose if black can get a grip on e4, it might be justified, but otherwise, or he had the idea in the game of a6 and b5, but it didn't seem to work out as he intended. So queen e7 now, and now Kappa castled, and now we see this plan a6. So the nifty manoeuvre by the queen coming up, I think, is very interesting. And of course, you were saying earlier when we briefly checked it, maybe e4 was Capablanca's idea. In theory,
rook e1 next.
Rook at fe1.
It's clearly preparing the move e4.
Yeah, because of that pin on the knight. So e4 is like a major threat. So black's a bit worried by that, and he plays actually queen e6. How does that parry? It breaks the pin, so he can just play. He
can just take it.
Just take it, yeah. He's sealing e4, but now knight d2, and now e4 maybe is renewed as a threat because c4 is a bit vulnerable.
Yeah. So again, white's playing for e4.
So against this, black got a bit panicky, and
here, no decision. Black's bishop on c8.
Yes.
which is just useless and doing nothing.
Yeah. So he thought this would be a good idea to just support c4 against maybe e4 and maybe put the bishop on b7.
I mean, b5 certainly looks like a natural move.
Yeah. So queen a5, that's what I find is one of the nifty moves in this game. And the queen's kind of annoying. Can't play queen b6 because maybe takes and then bishop f6, doubling the pawns. So black actually chose knight e4. And the problem with this, white's got a lever, hasn't he? This pawn is now a very important lever strategically for a4 coming up.
Black's most natural move there would have been bishop b7.
Bishop b7.
Yes.
Shall we quickly engine check this, see if this was still okay theoretically? So a4, there might be bishop c6 here apparently. Maybe this is holdable. Bishop f4. Okay, it's a plus 0.5. Okay, that
White could play f3 and e4 still.
yeah. So okay, but what he played turned out to be a total disaster now, because after takes, White played very powerful a4. And here, well, one question: couldn't Black still? He'll be losing b7, wouldn't he, if he played bishop b7? Just take.
Lose the pawn on b5.
Yeah, sorry, losing pawn on b5. There's no compensation there. So, but what happens in the game is virtually totally lost position now, because now with Qapa's bishop attacked, I wonder if you guys actually, if we give you 10 seconds, or you want to stop the video, do it now. So we'll start the countdown now to give you time to have a look. What would you play here as White? So what's Capablanca's move next, starting from now? Okay, he ignored the bishop on g5. We've had that idea recently in the Brilliant Move series of leaving the bishop to be taken on g5. But a takes b5. The whole bishop's taken. So what's the idea? Well, it's to do with this pawn, and e4 is now loose. So Qapa takes on e4, hitting the rook. So it's 2 pawns, and now it's 3 pawns after b takes a6, with a huge threat as well of a7. So this looks as though it's dire straits for Black.
Just going back, no, Black could have tried rook a7.
Rook a7.
But then b6 traps the rook and wins a piece.
But the queen is attacked here.
Oh, it is. Okay,
but let's engine check this position. So b6 might. Oh right, it doesn't matter. It seems
you can just take on a7, can't we? Yes.
Oh right, so a fantastic variation here, guys. Not rook takes a5, knight b6, but b takes a7, still queening the pawn. Wonderful stuff. I wonder if Capablanca had seen that one, or both players had seen that one. This idea of trying to defend here with rook a7. That's given as like the second strongest move from a lost position, basically, with rook b8 being the strongest move.
He must have seen rook a7, otherwise he might be in trouble.
Yeah. So b takes a6. So we've got a lot of pawns now. We've got 3 pawns for the piece with a7 the major threat. So rook b5 was played. And now, believe it or not, Qapa plays the most incisive move, which Houdini agrees with, this queen c7. So it's really paralysing Black, still with this a7, keeping control of b7, putting pressure on d7. What can Black possibly do here? There's no time to really organise an attack on White's king. He plays knight b6, and now we see just a7. So getting his material back, basically. Bishop h3, I don't know, the g2 is being protected at the moment. So Qapa again plays a highly incisive move from engine technology point of view, modern engine technology. I guess he can't play a8 here because that would really justify this unsubtle attack on g2.
Well, he could play a8, but he's given up most of his advantage, isn't he?
Knight takes, rook takes.
And
it would still be better. He could still take on a8.
White's 2 pawns up.
Yeah. But even stronger, Qapa played an even stronger, really incisive move, rook eb1. Really just undermining the protector, really, of the a8 square, this knight. So rook takes, and now Black is really falling to bits. So I guess knight a8 is out of the question here, because I suppose bishop takes a8 and then queen b8. Is that true? Queen b8?
Or queen b8, anything to rook b8.
And rook b8, and it's mate in 4. This is just totally hopeless now. Well, it has been for a few moves. Now Capablanca just keeps his eye on g2. After f4, e takes f4. And now black resigned. Well, his back row is now vulnerable. Also, just rook. The casual rook takes b6. If takes, then queening, and it's going to be mate next move as well. Very soon. Maybe just takes. That's a mate in 4. So what a beautiful game by Capablanca. Seeing the elegant simplicity. Let's do an overview and summary then. So, is this one of your favourite Capablanca games, Paul?
Well, it's very thematic, isn't it? The way he never gave black quite enough time to consolidate.
So a4 is really, I mean, it's just amazing that I was saying to my subscribers a while back that in my own personal evolution of style, I always thought putting my best resources like the queen, around the opponent's king was the way to play, and then gradually now I'm appreciating this idea of strategic crush, and it seems Kappa was always playing the position. He wasn't biased by going for the king, and here he's just going for the a file and a big major pawn, basically sacking a piece to really celebrate this huge passed pawn here.
But after a4, note that black is basically one tempo away from being safe. If he can play bishop b7 and defend the b pawn, he should be fine. But he hasn't got time to do both. So engine check. So this maybe queen, bishop b7, knight b6. These are not quite. There's still big advantages to white, because bishop e4 and then queen b6 is a tactical. So that shows some of the difficulties. But let's not do too much analysis now. Let's just go back in overview and summary. So this big pawn, and we'll have a look at maybe another Capablanca game. I quite enjoyed that. Did you had a enjoyable look at this game? It's quite nice to see these old classic games. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's look at another Capablanca game next soon. Okay, comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.